Hi there, Capricorn. This is Carrie at Wooing Nature, bringing you your January reading for 2021. I am so pleased to be at this juncture to usher in a new year with you and to usher that in with love, to usher it in with promise and with hope and with strength, the strength that you have earned over the past year. And so I salute you for being at the precipice of this change. And I salute you for doing what you always do, Capricorn, which is hold it down. So I'm going to take a little bit different approach today. I'm going to kind of just let the spirit guide the reading. I do want to start with the I-Ching because this is the new year coming in. And I like to refer to the I-Ching because the I-Ching gives such a broad overarching message that I think can carry for a long period of time. So I'm going to start with the I-Ching and then we'll just let things go from there. We'll see how the spirit guides or how the spirit moves us. So I'm going to grab the cards and then I'll be right back. All right, we are back. All right, so I'm reading from Holitzka. The I-Ching cards today, just to, in the interest of time. There are more than one way to do I-Ching. For those of you who are familiar with the coin method and the yarrow method, we do offer all three methods of reading at Wooing Nature. So if you would like to get an I-Ching yarrow reading or you want to do the coin method, you can do that. But today we're going to use the cards just to get an overall message for Capricorn, for all of my Capricorn people out there. Message for Capricorn for the year. All right, let me get my book here. So we have lesson number 35. For those of you who are numerologically inclined, it's talking about progress. So this is the card that represents progress. So what I'll do is read the overall message, and then I will look at the second card, which will tell me what the changing lines are, and then the changing lines will give an indication as to the deeper message, or we'll get into each one of the lines and give you a little bit more knowledge around the situation. So let's talk about progress first. This sign promises good and easy progress in relation to worldly and spiritual matters. Very good. And that's because Saturn and Pluto have been in the sign of Capricorn for that very reason for quite some time. Your reliability and loyalty are valued professionally and in partnerships. You are trusted when it comes to deciding important questions. By evaluating each situation impartially and altruistically, you reach inspired solutions. With so much selflessness, it's sometimes not easy to consider your own interest as well, but quite miraculously, you always get what you're entitled to. Your secret is that you always feel and act in harmony with the innermost part of nature and the human spirit. You yourself are part of the energy vibration which serves the perfection of all forms, the lowest right up to the highest. Become aware of your role and fulfill it to the best of your ability. So this is progress. Literally, this is progress, and it's progress for you because that's what you've been aiming for. You have been aiming to progress. It's not very many Capricorns who don't want to progress. That's the nature of who they are, because when we talk about the goat always climbs to the top of the mountain. So that's what goats do, and you are the goat. So this is where you have aspired to. This is what you've reached for. This year represents that for you. It represents the attainment of such. But more importantly to me in this passage is that not only have you grown and have you progressed in your intentions or in your aspirations um, or your work, or you have been pointing yourself towards success, but you have also been able to do it impartially, it says, and altruistically. And so the solutions and the outcome of your spirit, of who you are, has shown itself. People are recognizing it, or they have already recognized it. Whether they have told you that or not doesn't really matter. You have acted selflessly, it says, but you have not ignored your own interests. So it hasn't been a total sacrifice. What you've done is you have given of yourself. You have given for the sake of others. You've given in relationship to others. You have shared. You have been selfless, but you have not ignored who it is that you are either. It's a good balance. It really is a good balance. It says the secret is that you always feel and act in harmony with your innermost part of your nature and your human spirit. Now, that's one of the things that I like about Capricorn, is that they don't beat around the bush and they don't pull any punches. They are who they are, and that's it. And so because of that, you acted out of that. Now, a lot of times people have a difficulty doing that because they don't know how to act according to their innermost nature, because a lot of people are trying to act like somebody else. They're trying to be somebody else. They're trying to have what somebody else has. And so it's hard for them to act within their nature because they've been acting outside of their nature for so long. But that's not you, Capricorn. It says that you yourself are a part of the energy vibration that serves perfection in all its forms, from the lowest to the highest, and you have recognized that as well. You haven't tried to be in denial about the worst part of you and the best part of you. And so now all of that goes into your moving forward in 2021. I think this is like a great message because it talks about worldly matters and spiritual matters, which to me there's a balance between the two showing up there. It talks about your reliability and your loyalty and how you're valued professionally, and in any partnership that you're in, you are valued. And so I think for a Capricorn, that's probably the best reward, because a lot of times that's what you're seeking anyway, is the value of something of value. And I feel like intrinsically, Capricorn, you're pointed in that direction. Sometimes it can skew left and become materialistic, but I think ultimately Capricorn has an innate sense of what is valuable and what should be valued, or what they value, versus, what other people say is valuable and then they know better than, it's not. So anyway, glad to see you're making progress, Capricorn, in 2021. All right, so now I'm going to look at the other lines to see where the changing lines are. And in the second card that I pulled now, in the Holitzka deck, or the way of divination that they use for the I-Ching, is you pick one card, then you pick the other card, and the other card represents the changing lines, and then you just read those lines. So I know that's a little bit different than the way that we normally read I-Ching, so don't, get your pants all bothered about that. All right, so we have number 1. It's not a changing line, sorry. 2 is a changing line. 3 is a changing line. And that's it. So I will read line 2 and line 3. And these will represent the deeper message, or something that's very specific to you. Lines 2 and 3. Line 2 says your progress is hindered because an important encounter doesn't materialize. Contact will ultimately come about, however, if you firmly believe in your vocation. Things will take care of themselves from then on. So if you run into snags in 2021, if something seems to be hindered, It's because some important encounter did not materialize, which again, Capricorn, has nothing to do with you. It has to do with people who make decisions, right? It says contact will eventually come about if you firmly believe in your vocation. So if you truly believe in your calling, if you truly believe in what it is that you're doing, then you'll know that that wasn't meant to be and that what is needed is coming. You just have to be patient. Line 3 says you make progress through other people's encouragement. This experience in turn motivates you to lend a helping hand. The result is fruitful cooperation. All right, so continued progress for you looks like being encouraged by other people, being pushed along by the people around you. This motivates you. It makes you want to do more. And that giving exchange, what happens is it puts you in a giving mode. And when you're in that giving mode, then that what you're looking for can be reciprocated. It's going to come back to you. So it seems like to me progress has definitely been made, Capricorn, and these two lines to me are just things to look out for. Like, you don't have to push it. You don't have to force it. The progress is already done. The work that ensured your progress is already complete. Now all you're doing is paying attention if it's a hindrance or if it's a hiccup or if it's something that didn't materialize that you thought was going to materialize. It just wasn't meant to be. But continue to believe in what you're doing if you truly believe in what you're doing. And then the other thing is to know that people encouraging you is going to push you even further along. And it's going to push you further along because you are going to feel more giving, and that giving thing is what's going to feed it from here on out. So just open your heart and open your mind in 2021 and, wait for the right timing and wait for the right encounters and know that it's going to happen. And it's going to happen in its right timing. I feel that strongly. All right, so that gets us started with the year. Okay. So while we're talking about progress, then we'll see what other cards come to help us understand how that's going to look for you in the coming year. So let me pause, and then I'll come back, and then I'll have some other information for you. Okay, Capricorn, since you all are so together this year and you're already making progress, I decided that what I would do is just go through and do a 12-month survey for you. So we're going to look at the year ahead for you. We're going to look at January right through December of 2021, and that should give you a good sense of what you can expect ahead. So in the first month in January, it looks like a time of contemplation for you. So this may be some downtime, some quiet time, some time to look within and focus on yourself. Make sure you take that time because you're going to probably need it. This is sort of like the calm before the storm. Okay. And in month number 2, February, it looks like there's some love coming your way. This is out of this rest. There comes somebody or someone who is going to bring something important, that's something you care about, into your life. This could be a lover. This could be another person who is going to be a partner, or it could be somebody who is going to bring you something to add to that success that we talked about. And then in March, we have the 6 of Pentacles. It's when the coins start coming, when you start to see that things are kind of falling into place, or they're falling into your lap, literally, is what the 6 of Pentacles looks like. So for the first quarter, it looks good. January, February, and March, we have some time to yourself in January, time to reflect and get away. And in February, it looks like there's someone coming in to bring something of importance, something of heart, something of a heart nature to it. And then, of course, you're continuing to see the success flow through by the time the spring comes around. Capricorn, my apologies for so many interruptions, but we're still holed in, so sometimes we have interruptions because there's other people in the house. All right, so moving right along, we are going into April, May, and now June. April, May, and June. Looking ahead into those months, it looks like April, you're starting to really show yourself. You're really starting to feel yourself a little bit, feeling a little bit spry, a little bit sassy, starting to show a more playful side of yourself. This is a time for of significant transformation for you. So March going into April is when you're going to start to see that. This is a reminder to speak your truth, to say how you really feel, let people know what you're working with, and don't be afraid of that. This is a part of you reaching your goals. So whatever goals you have set for 2021, this is a significant part of it, and that is speaking up, speaking for yourself, selling yourself. I don't like that idea of selling yourself, but you know what I mean when I say that. All right, so as we go into April into May, May, there's the universe. So things are very much open at that time for you, and you can expect some changes in your lifestyle, or some changes in your movement, or changes in your experience come June. So in the second quarter, we're looking at honoring yourself, speaking your truth, speaking up for yourself, not holding back. It's really about self-expression. That's what the Princess of Swords is about. Now, whichever way you need to do that is fine. You know, however you choose to express. Some people express themselves creatively. Some people need to express themselves as in, I need to tell you, I need to say something that's on my mind. Excuse me. For other people, they may choose to express themselves in an even different way. But the main thing is that you are expressing the truth of who you are. And then there are some doors opening. It feels like May and June, there's a door opening. You are conquering the challenges that were ahead of you. You're realizing that some of those challenges were very small, that you may have thought were big. And again, when we go back to the I-Ching reading, remember, if there are hindrances, if there have been hindrances, then it's just that there's something about that didn't materialize, and you can move on with your life. You don't have to sit and worry and think about, oh, what should I have done differently? You've already done the work. We already see that. And then, of course, in June is when there are some significant changes that may be happening. Those changes are there to bring balance, to bring a more balanced energy. So if it seems a little rocky in June, just kind of go with the flow. Just know that things are shifting, and when they get finished shifting, you'll be in a better position. All right. All right, moving right along, we're looking at June. June, July, August. So really July, August, and September. So now we've made it past the first part of the year. We're moving into the second part. Second part of the year. July. Major transformation. So we had in June, we had the changes. So there's a cyclical change that's going to happen in June. And I'm going to check June's astrology and see what's going on there, because leading out of June, going into July for you, Capricorn, is a death and rebirth. So that change is bringing about something very significant and personal for you that you are going to have to go through, or to process through. This may have something to do with something of a creative nature, or it may have something to do with your social dynamics. So meaning that whatever these changes are that take place may change your social status. It may change your social dynamics. It may change the people that you're hanging out with. It may change the circles that you're in. So you may have to let go of your friend base. People that you're accustomed to hanging around with, you may not be hanging around them anymore. And that's, again, because there's been a shift. And whenever you have a shift, and some people don't hang on, some people are not going to be able to hang with you, Capricorn, to be honest with you, because you are progressing. We've already established that. So your progress, your trajectory is already there. I'm seeing that very clearly in the cards. Your trajectory is already there. So there's some major changes that have to happen that you'll need to be prepared for. So when you start getting to the middle of the year, May, June, July, around the middle of this year is when you're going to see some significant changes happening. And then in August, there's some life lessons that will turn up. This guy right here, this is the devil. This is about things that tend to trip you up, things that may creep back into your cipher to make you question who you are, or question your resolve, or question your commitment, or anything like that. It's very important, Capricorn, that you really understand what's motivating you and what's driving you. It's also important for you to keep your mind focused on the goal. So once you know what's motivating and driving the goal, and you're satisfied with that, like you're a-okay with whatever is motivating you to do this thing, or whatever is behind this, if you truly believe in it. And again, they talk about believing in your vocation, believing in your calling. And then what happens after that is that whatever hiccups come in, whatever things try to get in your way, and this looks like somewhere around August, then you can be on the lookout for that, and know that whatever isn't happening, it's not for you to get wrapped up in it and start questioning yourself, or questioning your motivations, or questioning your sense of resolve, because that's what this card represents. It represents all the questioning that you do, because all of a sudden, now I don't know, I'm unsure, I'm insecure. It brings up all of that. Insecurities, not understanding yourself. Now all of a sudden I'm not sure anymore. That's just there to strengthen your resolve. That's what you're supposed to do. And then this talks about life lessons and victory and courage, and having the courage to keep moving in spite of whatever may be thrown in your way that is intended to thwart you or throw you off your track. Because again, that's what this is. So as you know, things are as you make this change and you make this transition, and you're starting to let go of this anything excess that isn't going to fuel you, of course, right behind all of that magical work, there's going to be something to come behind it to say, oh, well, maybe you don't know what you're doing after all. But remember this, when this comes along, you've already processed through that. You've already gone through your death, birth, cycle. You've already gone through the change. The shift has already happened. So this is only there to make you look backwards, not look forward. All right. And then in the harvest season of the fall, you make some decisions. You make some decisions for yourself. You go in to get still so that you can make the right choices moving forward for yourself. Okay? All right, moving right along to the latter part of the year. This is when we get to October, November, December, the winter months of 2021, fall and winter 2021. So we got October here. October looks like Nine of Cups, promise, fun, excitement, happiness, joy. This is personal joy. This is personal satisfaction. This is you feeling on top of the world, not because of anybody else other than your own ability to withstand the fiery darts of the wicked, right? You being able to make a decision for yourself, or make decisions for yourself that keep you moving forward, or that are aligned with who you are or your goals. Sorry about that. And then we have the star coming up in November. Star card is always hope, promise, or the promise of something. I'm getting here that Spirit promised you something. And this is making good on that promise. So by the end of the year, by the time November comes around, getting ready for time for some of y'all's birthdays, then you're going to see the fruit, the for real though fruit, like exactly what was promised. Because you're going to be seeing it all along, Capricorn, like you're already seeing some measure of success. But there's an aspect of it that you haven't seen yet that's coming in November. And I feel like that's the part that you didn't think about. Like that's that extra oomph that the Creator always gives you, because you've done the good work and you're expecting, well, I did all this work, so I am expecting some things. But this is kind of the unexpected reward. This is kind of the value added to whatever it was that you asked for, whatever your intentions were. This is the part of it that you didn't see, that's the glow, that's the shine on, that's the extra in the read all about it, right? And then in December, we've got a King of Swords here. To me, this King of Swords is you. You know, whether male or female, gender doesn't matter. But in this case, it's a sense of calm resolve. It's a sense of knowing. It's a sense of being confident in your abilities, being confident in how you have chosen and in the decisions that you've made, because that's the swords as well. And it's you being able to walk and carry yourself in that vein and being comfortable with that and being comfortable with yourself in it, and using your intelligence. It's sort of like the culmination to me. When you get to December of next year, you're going to really see how all of the experience that you've had this year and going into next year has shaped this aspect of yourself, which is strong, mentally strong, objective, fair-minded. You have a sense of resolve. You are resolved. You've reconciled some things about yourself. And you can move forward comfortably, knowing that what you have within you will be the power that is going to fuel the next phase for you, 2022. So you're already there. You're already ahead of the game. You're already looking at it. You're looking right in the mouth of your own positive success, and you're also looking in the opening of the door to all of the things that you worked hard for. So it's only fair that you progress. It's only fair that you are progressing. It's any wonder that you don't get the progress card for 2021. So very happy to see that. Very happy to see that outcome for you. I hope that you have a blessed year coming up in 2021. If you need to reach out to me for services, don't hesitate to go to www.wooingnature.life. We have insight for you, similar to what we give here. We're doing goal setting. For those of you who want to set goals for 2021, we also have intuitive life management platforms. So for those of you who feel like you're going to need a little extra coaching throughout the year, we have that. And then, of course, we do our energy work, which accompanies anything that we do for mental and emotional. We always do our healing work and our healing energy work to companion that, because that's what's going to help you hold the charge, and that's what's going to help you continue to heal even between readings or what have you. All right, so if you need me, know where to reach out. Information's in the description box below. As always, I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a fantastic January, and I hope you have a wonderful life.